At launch, we're looking at bringing 4 classes into the game. We got Rage, which is a heavy melee character. We got Assassin, which is a much faster melee character with a lot of dynamic movement skills. We've got Energizer, which is kind of our healer, but with a twist. And we've also got Gunner, which is a ranged class, which can use multiple different types of ranged weaponry. Gunner is our main ranged DPS guy. He uses guns primarily, but also uses bows, crossbows, weapons like that. He's got some brilliant skills for really controlling the environment, really controlling his target so that he can really maximize the damage he's doing.
Energizer is my favorite class because it's a really fine line to walk. It's a difficult class to play, but it's very enjoyable when you get it right. You're balancing on that knife's edge of life and death, not only for your friends and companions, but yourself. I'm doing damage to myself to heal my buddies.
They are there to assist teammates, boosting them with powers or healing them, but they do fight.
So what's interesting about the concept of the Energizer class is it's kind of a battery. It can draw in energy from mobs and distribute that energy as health to a friendly target.
Rage, they are more like a kind of a big, bulky, muscular people, classes which they carry big swords, with big armors.
With Rage, what we've got is our Barbarian class, effectively. He's a real heavy hitter. He uses two-handed weaponry. All his swings, they can hit multiple targets at the same time, so there's a lot of AoE skills, and it's also really got some really beefy-looking, sort of oversized weaponry.
Assassins are our stealthy class. They would be the ones that hide in the shadows, that come from nowhere.
One of the key things about that class as well is mobility, the ability to get to targets quickly, almost teleport to targets to begin attacks. They can also stealth. It's the only class in the game that has stealth and can attack coming out of stealth as well. So in designing these classes, we really wanted players that choose one of these 4 classes to really work together, and we designed them in such a way that they really complement each other. We're not as fixed as some other MMOs. We don't really have just a tank. We don't really have just a healer. We've really softened that down for this game, and it allows everybody to be involved in combat.
One of the main things that's different about the combat system in Otherland is that we don't limit players to a class-specific weapon. If I'm a Rage player and I like playing Rage, which uses big two-handed weapons, I could also switch to a sword, to a small sword, or to a gun if I'd like to. A lot of the skills are actually found on the weapon. So in Otherland, a Rage character could actually be using his class abilities to do his job, whether that's damage or tanking. But then he could also equip, let's say, a gun or shotgun, and it has its own special abilities, and he can then use those abilities in combination with his own Rage class abilities to create really interesting and fun scenarios.
We're always working on things. We are actively developing our 5th class, which will be available post-launch, and I'm not going to give too much away, but what would a cyberpunk action MMO be without a hacker?